you're doing well. So today we're going to look at another coding interview problem, and this is on Leetcode as well. I'm certain that if you've been practicing on Leetcode, you have definitely come across this problem. It's on question number 7, and it's on the easy level kind of questions. So therefore, it is expected that you should be able to solve this without any hassle. So we're going to have a look at this question, and then we're going to have a look at how we can approach this question in case asked in an interviewing setting. So the question here is that when given a 32-bit signed integer, we're supposed to reverse the digits of the integer. And then we're given an example. Let's say we have this input of 1, 2, 3. Our output should be 3, 2, 1. Another example is, let's say we have an input which is negative. Let's say negative 1, 2, 3. We should bring out an output of negative 3, 2, 1. And then our third example shows that when given an input which has, let's say 1, 2, 0, the leading 0 here will be removed, and then our output will be 2, 1. So note, we are supposed to assume that we are dealing with an environment which can only store integers within the 32-bit signed integer range, meaning it should be within this range. Also, for the purpose of this problem, we should assume that our function returns 0 when the reversed integer overflows. Okay, so let's go ahead and see how we can approach this problem. And the best way to approach this problem is through the use of strings. We know that it's quite easy to reverse strings, especially through using slicing. So this is actually one of the easiest way that you could approach this problem, is that you can convert the integer into a string and then reverse it, and then later on you can change it back into an integer. Okay, so let's go ahead. Let's say we have an integer x. So what we are going to do is that we're going to create a variable which will help us store the string that we form from the integer. So let's say we have y, and then we're going to form a string. So we're going to get a string from the absolute value of x. And then you're going to strip all the leading zeros. Let's say in case our integer has any leading zeros. And then Python has this function strip. So we're going to strip all the leading zeros. And then this is where we're going to reverse the string, which happens like this. And then we're going to have another variable which will help us store the reversed integer. Okay, so basically this here is already reversing our integer, but we need to make sure that our integer fits within this range and whatever we've been told here. Okay, so we're going to check and see if our output is actually greater than or equals to 2 raised to power 31 minus 1, or if our output is less than or equals to minus 2 raised to power 31. So if it overflows, what we're supposed to do is that we're supposed to return 0. Else if, let's say it's a negative, so else if x is less than 0, what we're supposed to do is that we're supposed to return minus 1 times the output. Okay, the next thing that we're going to do is that otherwise. So if we go through that otherwise, we're only supposed to return the output. So this code here should be able to reverse our integers and bring us our desired result. So let's go ahead and test. So we're going to start with 1, 2, 3, and then we're going to see if it actually works. Okay, so let's go into the terminal. So I'm going to test and see if it actually works. Uh, okay, and then we can see that it has reversed 1 2 3 to 3 2 1. Let's say we have minus. Go ahead and do the same thing. It brings us minus 3 2 1. And let's go ahead and add a leading 0, and then we do the same thing. It brings us 2 1, our desired result. So that is the simplest way and the quickest way that you can approach this problem. And the time complexity here is definitely ON. And so I hope that you have seen the best way to approach this problem, or rather the easiest way to approach this problem in case you're asked in an interviewing setting. So thank you so much, and I look forward to seeing you on the next problem.